Hi everybody. Okay, so I wanted to share 3 of the layouts that I created with the March scraptastic kit, and this is it's my life, I think. I'm pretty sure. I'll put it in the description or in the title with my whatever. But I only used one of the kits. I haven't even touched the other one yet. So, this is the first layout that I did, and I followed a sketch from Creative Scrappers blog. I love their sketches. I can't remember what number this is, and I have a sheet printed out of all of the different sketches. I have that sheet downstairs, so I can't tell you what number it is. But if you really want to know, I'll just message me, and I will definitely be able to tell you, because all I have to do is look through that sheet. But what I was attempting with this one, I really want to try to use more solid cardstock for my backgrounds. I'm not good at that. I am not good at that at all. It should be something that should be easier to do. It's not. It's not easy for me. I don't know why. It's just they look so plain to me. So when I was going through the sketches that I have printed off, I was looking specifically for a sketch that had an area for 3 different photos. I like to try to keep it easy on myself. So I try to at least do that part of it. I think that this sketch was calling for smaller photos. So I did go a little bit larger on the scale. I believe that I cut these down to 4x4. They were originally 6 or 4x6s, and I just, cut some of the edges off to make them 4x4 square. This is actually a really funny layout. My husband, he's so funny. He's such a man. I mean, he is very masculine. And he was sitting with the cat, and so here I am, of course. I want to take pictures. He absolutely does love the cat. He's got a love-hate relationship with him. He loves him, but he acts like he doesn't. It's really kind of funny. He hates this photo. He hates it. He thinks that it makes him look like, I don't know. He was really funny about. So he kept coming in, and he kept telling me, he's like, "You're not going to share that with anybody, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "I can't believe I even let you take those pictures of me." And yeah, so it was really funny. And I told him, I said, "You better watch it, or I'm going to do this whole entire layout in pink." And so of course that made him, leave me alone. But I wanted to make sure that it was as masculine as I could make it. So I did use the teals, and I added some of the oranges from the kit to, because it did have some pinks in it, I think. Yeah, I had some reds and pinks and oranges and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so that's my story behind the layout. I didn't know what I was going to title it until he kept coming in and kept bugging me while I was making this layout. It was so funny. He really did not want me to scrapbook this at all. So every single piece of this did come in the Scraptastic March kit, which will be named in the title. I guess I can't remember right now, except for these doilies here. When he saw me spraying those doilies, he thought that they would be very feminine. He did not want me to add them to the layout as well. I just sprayed them with some teal Mr. Huey's. I can't remember what the name of it is. And it's downstairs as well. If you really want to know, just let me know, and I will look at the bottle. Everything that I have that I used on this kit is all downstairs, so I can't really tell you. Or you can refer back to my Scraptastic kit if you want to know what any of the specific stuff is. Okay, so let's see here. I titled it, "Admit It, You Love Him." And I'm referring to my husband loving Mr. Guess. And all of the alphas actually came in the kit, which is really kind of funny because I don't typically use the alphas that come out of the kit. I usually just kind of pull out of my stash. I like to use them on some of the layouts, but anyways. And I love those alphas, those right here, those stickers. So I kind of made each block its own little embellishment area. This one here just has, these all are from the ephemera pack. There's this little arrow with the camera. I put a doily back there. I used those little, they're not wood. They're like chipboard camera. And then that star on the gray is from the cut apart. And then this is also from the Ephemera pack, and I just stapled it all together. So that's one little cluster there. All those papers came from the kit as well. And then down here, I love this because Mr. Gus was giving him some love. And so that camera was kind of getting lost on the teal paper, so I just used a punch, like a circle punch, and made a little circle there. And then used the papers from the kit as well. Put another little piece of doily there. And then I put the Say Cheese from the Ephemera pack. And then on this one over here, I just used 2 papers again. That arrow was from the Ephemera pack. It just said this photo. So, yeah, sure, honey. And so I punched a little heart out of the orange paper. So it would just say heart this photo.
That's
Snapshots. The snapshots, honey.
Gus.
Yes, that is Gus, honey. The snapshots is from the Ephemera pack. And then another little chipboard camera. And then I used the flare that said click, click, click. So that is one layout. And I actually didn't mind the way that one turned out on the solid cardstock. This one I was very happy about. This is a photo of my husband from September of 2012 when he caught a ginormous king. Look at how big that baby is. Yeah, that was like a 40-pounder, if not more. I think it was about 40 pounds when it was already cleaned. He forgot to weigh that one before he cleaned it. So, on this one, I also used a Creative Scrappers blog sketch. I love the way that this one turned out. So, the sketch called for like a big block right here, the photo over here, and then these strips. This strip of gray paper said click, click, click. I really wanted to keep it like that, but it wasn't working on my layout, so I ended up covering it. And it did call for 2 strips of paper, so I did use the teal chevron paper, and then it called for those circles there, and what else? Oh, and then up here, it called for like a little embellishment area, I pretty much made it true to the sketch. It called for the 2 strips of paper and then the circle. So the only embellishment that I added to this one was that came out of the Ephemera pack. It says Real Life. I added this wood veneer and it says My Life, and then this one down here that says Photo. And then I wanted to have one more little piece of wood, to kind of tie it together. So I put one of those little wood hearts up here. I added one of the darker teal chipboard camera. Oh, thank you. And I just put like an enamel dot in the center of that one. And then I used, these are the adhesive arrows that came in the kit as well. And let's see, I used some of that camera paper. I love that. Although it does say family photo, so I was very aware to make sure that it didn't have like family photo when I was using any of that paper on any of these layouts. It looked like it was really missing something right here because it didn't call for anything in the sketch right here. So all I did was use 3 different colors of Mr. Huey's ink. I used like an orange that I have, a gray, and a teal just to kind of tie all those colors together. If you can see that, I love the way that turned out. And then I titled it Eat Like Kings, and I wanted the king to be like kind of really stand out, like in reference to the kingfish. Yes, he was big and he was yummy. And then I just so I added the sprinkles to go all the way across the photo, and it even comes down here. Let's see. I added some enamel dots amongst the sprinkles. I liked that. And I think that was it. A really fast layout. I love it. And I love how the orange really brought out his shirt as well. I mean, it matched just really, really nicely. And my husband really loves this layout. Oh, and then I stamped down here. And I think I used something fog. This London Fog? Is that? I know that's a jacket brand, but it was a Memento teardrop stamp pad. And so I just put the little arrow that says September 2012, and I didn't know the exact date, so I just put September 2012. And he knows that that's the date because that's fishing season. So here is another layout. I was having so much trouble using this basic red cardstock, and oh my goodness, I mean it's really, really difficult to scrapbook with some colors. Red, I love red. It's a really difficult color for me to scrapbook with. I thought that it was perfect because of her tutu. It's kind of a crimson color and pink. And it was one of the first tutus I ever made for Bailey when she was 3. Look at that smile. That's so funny. So here she is standing in front of the doorway with a ginormous tutu. It was so cute. So I've been wanting to scrapbook this photo. And I had all of the branding strips from all of the papers that I had gotten from this kit. I cut them all off so that I can fit them in my container. And because it is exact 12 by 12. With the branding strips, it doesn't fit. I've been throwing all my branding strips away, and I didn't want to throw them away anymore. So I wanted to, I hang on to them until the end of my kit, and then I throw them away. I've noticed that I haven't used them in the kits. So on this one, I decided to really go all out and use most of those. So that's where I got the idea of most of this layout. This one was not a sketch followed. It was just my own idea. So I started at the bottom and I just started putting just random pieces. I wanted to make sure that most of them didn't line up like these two over here ended up lining up. I didn't want that to happen. So most of them I just kind of did like a brick layer to make sure that like where these two pieces came together was in the center of a top piece, if that makes any sense. And then in some of the areas like here, I added a tag. I just kind of wanted to break it up so it wasn't just straight lines. This layout took me a very long time trying to make sure that I had the layouts done the way that I wanted to. Like these little 3 cameras, I wanted to make sure that I incorporated those, and then I added stars in some of the areas. And then I decided to go ahead and like this little label here. These are all from the kit and the ephemera pack. This one says click, click, click. That's a speech bubble. I outlined every single little piece. Here's just a basic camera. I outlined that. I outlined even the little stars, all of this. And then I just decided, like in some of the areas, like right here, I overlapped where some of the pieces came together. This came off of the paper. It was already there. It said smile. It was like, it had photo words like click, 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 and the smile, and photography, and all these different random words. And it was just a big collage-y piece of paper that had all the words. And so I cut the smile out and used that. This is from the ephemera pack. It says too much fun. And then here is my title. It's kind of lost amongst everything else, but that's okay. I really love the way that this layout actually turned out. It's very busy, but I like it. And I titled it First Tutu. Here is my journaling. I just wrote, Bailey was 3 years old when she wanted me to make her a tutu. It was so fluffy. And then here I journaled pretty like a princess. I also did some journaling up here. I wrote handmade, and then I made some like a really messy heart. I wanted it to be like that. Here I wrote, she wore her tutus to doctor's appointments and school. That didn't last very long, but she loved wearing her tutus like everywhere for about 2 to 3 weeks, and then she kind of got over them, which was kind of sad. I thought it was kind of cute. Here are some of those overlays from the February's kit that I still had out from working on some stuff. I wanted to make sure that I used those on something, and I thought that they were versatile enough to keep out and not put away with the February kit. And then I stapled another one down here. Is there anything else to share on this layout? I used a flare, and it was just the camera, and I liked that because it tied in the grays. I didn't really have much of a color scheme on this one because I had like the rainbow paper here, and I thought I could pretty much tie in whatever color I wanted to. I really liked this heart, this photo speech bubble. I wanted to make sure to incorporate that. Here's another one of those little chipboard cameras, and I put an orange enamel dot in the center of that one. I put 2 more enamel dots down here in teal, and then 2 more up here. And I actually let Lacey put those on. She chose the spots for those. she chose the spot for these ones, and I let her put those down, so that was kind of fun to let her do something on here. So that's it. Yeah, but it took me a really long time, and it was actually really kind of fun, and I used a lot of, like, just scrap pieces from my first two layouts, from these layouts here. I used A and B sides, and then I pulled just a tiny bit from my regular kit to use on this. So I was really happy, and I have a lot of papers left and a lot of embellishments left. So I hope you all enjoyed my share. Thanks all for watching. Bye.